Hey guys, I'm at Interbike 2015, checking out 2016 models. I'm at the Raleigh booth, got the Senior Vice President of Raleigh right here with me. This is Larry Pizzi. How's it going, man?
Hi, Court. Good. I'm really good. Last day of a long trade show, so my voice is a little winded, but I'm really happy to show you some of the new Raleigh product. A completely new range of product for model year 16. All center drive motor technology.
Okay.
We're using both the Shimano STEPS system and our Curry Electro Drive TranzX motors.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with those, yeah.
And we have a wonderful lineup of product. Let me show you the Shimano STEPS equipped.
Let's
bikes.
do that.
We start with a model called the Detour IE, which utilizes the STEPS system and a rack-mounted battery, and it's available in a low-step model like the one you're looking at.
Yeah.
It also comes in a diamond frame size, 2-size women's, 3-size men's, 5 different size SKUs, so you can get a really nice fit.
Great range. What's the price on this one?
The price is $22.99, incredibly competitive price for a Shimano-equipped bike.
Yeah, you got the fenders and a nice ergo position. I like it.
Exactly. It's a real city bike kind of a setup, an upright, very comfortable position.
Yeah.
700C wide tires and full wrap fenders, and the Shimano rack is really nice because you can put virtually any kind of panniers on the rack, or you can put a basket on the top.
Yeah.
The saddle is wide and anatomically correct and comfortable. It's specifically designed for e-bikes because it's got a carry handle.
A little handle in there?
So you
That's
can
great.
easily lift the bike up.
And that's one of the things. You do have the rear rack battery, and sometimes I've been like, oh, it's rear heavy. But when you have a mid-drive like this, and you've got that nice deep step-through, you got to put the battery somewhere, and at least you're taking full advantage of that with, kind of transportability. So,
Exactly.
Well, show me some of this other stuff you got here.
Sure. Before we get off of this, I want to just touch on the spec, because it's really, really nicely spec'd bike on top of the fact that it uses the STEPS system. The other normal bike components are equally as important.
Pretty
when we're
good,
talking
yeah.
about bicycles. So, brakes are really important on an e-bike, and on this particular bike we're using Shimano hydraulic disc brakes.
Oh, nice.
Which is a really nice attribute. This bike is pedal assist only, which makes it a Class 1 low-speed electric bike. So you can ride it absolutely anywhere you can ride a normal bike, which is really wonderful. The next model in the range is a little sportier bike. It's more of an urban commuting style bike. It's called the Misceo IE Sport.
Okay.
And it sells for $25.99.
Yeah.
It's also a 700C, but a little more aggressive positioning.
Yeah.
The frame is a little lighter and more nimble. It uses a carbon fiber fork and a really nicely built aluminum frame. It's a very lightweight bike. It weighs about 43 pounds. We got some water bottle bosses on there.
It's important.
The first ones didn't have those bosses, so really nice addition.
And this looks very much like the one that I reviewed, earlier in the year, and it's got the bosses, it's got the rack bosses. Yeah, very cool.
The Misceo IE, obviously, a very similar bike. It's basically a stripped down version of the Sport. But if you look at the drivetrain, there's a considerable difference. So we've got a derailleur-equipped bike on the Sport, and that uses an SLX 11-speed drivetrain, which is really nice, but it's a manual drivetrain. On the Misceo IE, you get the addition of an internally geared hub and electronic shifting. It's a Shimano Di2 Alpine 8-speed internally geared hub.
Wow. Which
gives you another user interface on the handlebar, which is exactly the same as the other one. You can decide which side you want to be the motor control and which side you want to be the shifter control by simply changing the position of the wires into the display.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a physical change like that. That's cool.
Very, very simple. You just switch the position. It uses the Shimano E-Tube system that they use on all of their electronic shifting bicycles. Cool. Dealers are very familiar with the way all the Shimano stuff works. The Shimano STEPS system deploys a CAN bus technology, so for diagnostics, just like your automobile, a dealer would, if there was something that malfunctioned, they'd plug it in to their laptop computer and run a diagnostic check, and they know exactly what the situation is.
Cool. Thank you for highlighting that.
Sure.
Shimano's a huge brand, and it's kind of neat to see them getting a little bit more involved with electric bikes in the U.S. and then also leveraging some of that earlier technology. Can I ask about this? What is like a chain tensioner back there?
Yeah, and we wanted to keep a vertical dropout on this bike as opposed to a horizontal dropout that would enable us to tension the chain. So we added this chain tensioning device. It wouldn't be necessary if we put a vertical drop, but we wanted to maintain the geometry of this bike, and to do so, to get the ride feel that we want out of the frame, we needed to use a vertical dropout.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Thank you for the kind of the background on that.
And then a couple of the other models, a model that we're particularly excited about is a new model called the Sprite IE, which we're really excited about. It's, as you can see, it's a low-step bike with a middle drive motor. This uses the Currie ElectricDrive system by TranzX.
Okay.
And it's an incredibly economical bike, $17.99. A 400 watt-hour battery pack using Panasonic cells on the TranzX system. It's also pedal assist only with a very simple user interface. You can increase or decrease the support level, control the display screen, and turn the system on and off right there.
I like that one. Yeah, I'm familiar. It's kind of got an updated display too, it looks like.
Exactly. On all of the Currie ElectricDrive bikes this year, we have the option to be able to put on a boost button. And if you pan over here,
okay, this is what you were talking about
you'll
earlier.
see that there's a little plug that is just there at the wiring harness that you can plug a boost button into.
Okay.
Slide over the shift lever, boost button goes between the shift lever and the grip, and you can have an alternative to a throttle if someone needs the ability to have a throttle actuated.
So it's kind of like a button pad thing with how fast does that go? What's the...
You can take it all the way up to 20 miles an hour,
Sweet.
which is the top assisted speed with the boost button.
Does it start from 0 miles per hour, or do you have to get a little speed going, or how does that work?
It'll start from zero. So it'll start at a stop if you need the help just getting started.
I like that it's a button pad. I'm sorry to hang us up here, but that way you aren't like lifting the bike accidentally and twisting the throttle. And I like that you've kept it up to 20 miles per hour. So
yeah, exactly.
Cool, very cool.
Very low step geometry, which forced us to use a rack-mounted battery pack. But you can see on this model, the rack is totally integrated into the frame and welded to the frame.
Love it.
But we built on top of it a carrier that enables you to put any kind of pannier, any kind of traditional pannier on top, or mount a basket on top of the battery pack. Battery pack is very compact in weight. It's a 48-volt system.
Let me swing around here. Let's check this out. Yeah. Got the little charging plug and just slides in like that. Is this a handle? Yes. Magnetic handle.
Exactly.
Cool.
And it weighs less than 4 pounds. So it's a 40 cell pack, and it has about 420 watt hours.
Cool. Very cool.
So we're very, again, the neat thing about a center motor technology is that you can use all standard bicycle components. So, with a bike with a hub motor, of course, you've got wires going back to the hub motor, you've got brake inhibit switches.
Yeah.
All those things complicate the system, and there are more things to go wrong when you have all that complexity. So when you get rid of all that with center motor technology, the bike's much more reliable. There are fewer things that that can become problematic on the bike. And these things don't necessarily have to be faulty to become a problem. They can just get they can get pushed out of alignment when you're loading the bike in and out of a car, or carrying it in and out of your your home.
You mentioned brake inhibitors and stuff. This is a pedal assist. What sensors is it using to know that you stopped or that you started?
Yeah, well, it uses a rotational sensor. This doesn't utilize torque, but it uses a new sine wave control system that has a really nice power curve to it. So it uses pedal speed input to actuate the motor.
Okay.
And we've had, I think from a parking lot test ride experience perspective, this delivers an unbelievable experience. And it's really designed for somebody that is riding, recreationally, or perhaps they're commuting, in a city environment.
Yeah.
Very economical price.
Absolutely.
Comes in 3 sizes.
Some frame
but only,
sizes, okay.
Only in a low step frame, so we can fit everyone from 6'5" to 4'8".
When I see the adjustable handlebars, and I kind of like the upright, relaxed riding position myself. And you were mentioning drivetrain, how it's a little bit simpler and more accessible to shops to be able to do tune-ups. But you've also got quick release front and rear, right? And that's really nice to have.
That is really nice. So if you did get a flat tire when you're out riding, it's no more complicated to fix than a normal bicycle. Shops really like this because, with a hub motor, you have to use really beefy spokes, and because you have all that extra weight and torque on the rear wheel.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, people will flat spot a rim, get a dent in the rim if they hit a chuck hole or hop a curb or something. And then you can't simply replace the wheel economically. The wheel has to be rebuilt and relaced by a shop. It's time-consuming, expensive. Our dealers don't like to do it.
Well, you were listening because you've had hub motors in the past, and now you said you kind of gone all the way to mid-drive.
Exactly. And another reason we're using center drive technology is, you can produce a lot more torque with a much lower wattage motor. Mm-hmm. So, the top speed is limited under law. So it's really torque that determines whether or not a bike can climb a hill effectively or not. And when you're reliant on a hub motor, only the better hub motors generate a considerable amount of torque to climb the steepest of hills. But on this system, we have a 350 watt motor that can generate 70 Newton meters of torque.
Really? That's as much as the Yamaha system we were talking about.
It's incredible.
Yeah, that's more than Bosch last year.
Yeah, so you can climb anything, so pretty much anything,
Well, and on that note, okay, you were talking about rotational speed sensing and stuff. How does shifting work? Is that hold up all right? Is it able to not, chink your gears when you're shifting through, or?
Yeah, well, it uses a conventional derailleur system with a chain that is specific to center drive technology. So it's a harder material and a more robust material than a standard bicycle chain.
Right.
They do cost. That's the only component on the bike that's a non-standard bicycle component. Okay. Of course, you could put a standard bike chain on in a pinch. But if you want one that's going to last with the extra, stress that's put on the chain, one that's specific for e-bikes is really most appropriate.
Yeah, thanks for highlighting that. It's good to know. And there was another. We have some other bikes to check out here.
Yeah, a couple more bikes. The Root IE is a speed pedelec.
So this is one of the faster ones you're talking about.
Yeah, this is one of the faster bikes. It uses also a little different Currie electro drive motor, but it's also a center motor technology that deploys both torque and rotational sensors.
Okay, a little fancier on that one.
Yeah, exactly. And the nice thing about the Route is that it has a beefy street tire, utilizes front suspension, and at higher speeds, suspension really sort of helps stabilize the ride. And top motor assisted speed of 28 miles an hour, it's considered a class 3 low speed electric bike. Also very reasonably priced at $25.99.
Yeah, that'd be a good commuter.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
And then we make a trail bike called the Toccoa IE. It's a hardtail trail bike, and a lot of people ride these in urban settings. It's more of a mountain bike kind of a geometry, a flat bar bike with a little forward lean, so you get some weight distribution.
Seeing the knobby tires and stuff, and remote lockout. That's cool.
Yeah, a lockout on the fork, so if you're riding it on paved surfaces like so many people do, you can restrict the compression on the suspension on the RockShox fork. Cool. But if you're riding it on a trail where it's pretty bumpy, you'd want to open up the suspension so you get the benefit from the handling.
That's a ton of gears right here. Is this like an 11-speed, or what do we got?
It is an 11-speed. We're also using Shimano hydraulic discs on this bike.
Nice.
And it's this is one of the high-end Shimano drivetrains. It's a Shimano XT 1x11, so 11-speed drivetrain. And a 29-inch wheel size.
Oh, okay.
You can change tires on this. If you're only going to use it on paved surfaces, you can, put a smoother tire on it.
Yeah.
If you're going to use it only on off-road trails, you could put a knobbier tire. We chose sort of something in between that would be, appropriate for both surface.
But Larry, we were talking about the advantages of bottle cages and rack mounts before, and I don't see them on this one. What happened?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is...
You can always do a beam rack, I know.
You can do a beam rack, but this is considered, really a trail bike. And as you know, Court, a lot of people, when they're riding a trail bike, don't want to put stuff on the bike because it's bouncing around.
Sure.
So most people that ride off-road will ride with camelback kind of a pack for hydration, and those camelback packs also give you a lot of carrying capacity.
I saw one now, it's like a hip pack, so you've even got lower weight distribution. There are a lot of solutions. I was wondering if it has to do with like frame integrity or something, that you're not putting the bosses for a bottle or something, or...
Well, we could probably have engineered water bottle bosses, but you can see that, there's not a tremendous amount of room between the down tube and the seat tube, and then with the battery pack installed. So there's not a lot of room to place a conventional bottle.
Well, and this one, what's this one called again? This one has them. So
the Route I.
The Route I has the rack. So like you were saying, you started talking about changing the tires to city, and I was like, then you could add a rack,
But, bikes are pretty function specific, so you want to buy one.
You want people to buy multiple bikes.
Well, you need one for every purpose.
You've got a whole quiver, don't you, Larry? We're all good. Okay, show me the other one. We got this really cool looking thing over here.
So another brand new bike in the range is called the Sprint IE. It's also a speed pedelec. It uses an internal battery pack that it pops right into the side of this oversized down tube.
Yeah.
A new center motor technology. It's a Currie Electro Drive TranzX M25 motor.
It looks different. It's so much like smaller and rounder. What's going on with this thing? Can you tell me about that?
It's got even more power. It's a 500 watt center drive technology.
Sweet.
With an amazing amount of torque, about 75 Newton meters of torque. And it's designed to be a speed bike.
Okay.
So
you get those higher top speeds.
28 mile an hour bike at under $3,000, really nicely equipped with, again, Shimano hydraulic disc brakes, very nice suspension fork with lockout and adjustability right here on the crown.
Yeah.
And a nice Shimano SLX 11-speed drivetrain.
And SLX, where is that in terms of, we were talking about Dior XT before, is SLX in that?
Yeah, the XT is really an off-road system, and the SLX is sort of parallel to it on, for a pavement bike.
For on-road, okay. Yeah. Hey, Larry, I hate to say it, but we got the rack. I hate to call you. I'm a third party, that's my job. I got to point out these awesome opportunities, but I love the fact that you've got such a powerful fast bike, and that it's pretty affordable here. It's very cool.
Thank you. There's a version of this that's going to be available this spring that deploys a system called Cobi, and let's take a look at
I've heard about this. Okay.
So could you do a little demo for my friend Court here?
Sweet.
Andreas, thank you.
You gonna duck away at this point, Larry?
I'm going to.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I'll just give you the wave.
I forgot.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
Don't kiss him because he's not feeling
it. Wash that finger.
Thanks, Andreas.
Yeah, and we'll be in touch. I'll come visit and spend more time with the bikes.
Good. Thank you.
Have a good show. So Larry's taking off. I'm here with Andres. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, and Cobi. I went online. I saw the video because you guys did a crowdfunding thing. This is a really cool technology.
It is.
Can you tell me about it? Give me that quick overview.
Cobi is a startup from Frankfurt, Germany. We're about 15 months old now. The company is.
Okay.
So everything that we're talking about is designed and engineered in Germany. And our background is we are all digital agency people. We go way back. We work for automotive a lot. So so this is where we come from the user experience, and we said, well, let's put the smartphone really at the center of your cycling experience.
Wow.
Because that's what the smartphone generation expects generally.
Hey, I got my smartphone right here in my pocket. So is this Android?
That works with the iPhone 6 Plus.
6 Plus, so even the really big ones, look at that.
It works
Sweet.
with that.
This is just a normal 6 right here?
This is a normal 6.
It's a special case?
Slides off here. This is our Cobi case. We have the connectors here. We use these just for charging. Everything else is Bluetooth. Everything else
charges
is
your phone.
It charges your
that
phone.
Is awesome because you're using your phone. It sucks if you're like wearing the battery out.
I mean, that was one of the things to solve. If you want to use your phone on the bike, you need to charge it, because otherwise it just especially with GPS. I mean, that's
yeah,
just
it's a given.
So then we put everything.
Wait a minute. What other phones are compatible? Because if you need this special case.
Any phone, any iOS or Android smartphone, we make the special cases for all the recent models.
Wow.
But then we have a universal case that fits all the others.
Oh, that is so good.
And also, if you want your own case, if you want to keep that, you can still use it with our universal case.
Does the universal case not have the charging? Do you have to use a USB charger, or how does that work?
It doesn't look as smart. It still charges.
But it still charges. Okay.
It still charges.
I'll take your word for it.
It just doesn't look.
How much are these? Because you go to buy this bike, we're looking at the Raleigh Sprint here. That's their Speed Pedelec 500 watt version. Awesome bike.
Absolutely.
But like, how much extra for?
And this one actually comes spec with Cobi already on it, coming spring.
Huh.
If you buy it as an aftermarket product, and we launched our pre-order store yesterday at Cobi.bike, it's $179 starting price without the lights, and then you can add the front, and we have a rear light as well, and it goes to $229, $259.
I gotta check this light. These lights are really iconic, just very, very bright. It looks like it's kind of aimable even, so you can not blind your friends.
It's automatic light. We've got a sensor in here, so basically, like you're used in a car these days, you basically leave it on automatic all the time. You don't ever touch it again. It basically just knows how much light it needs.
It runs off the battery.
It runs off the e-bike battery.
Pretty large batteries.
We do this for conventional bikes as well. There we have a battery pack in the system.
Okay.
On the e-bike, even simpler.
Interesting. How long on the traditional system does it, it's powering your phone and the lights? Like,
yeah, it depends on what you're all powering.
It depends. I know. What's the size of the battery?
Still, you're good. It's a 6,000 milliamp battery pack that is standard USB charging, and you can also attach a hub dynamo to that on a conventional bike. So then it runs forever.
There you go. Yeah.
But even on the battery pack, you're good for 3-4 hours just with everything going. And that's usually. It takes you to the office, then you can. That's
charge it up.
So and then everything's controlled through our thumb controller here. That controls the drive on this model with the full integration. So we can control the e-bike modes, but we also control all our features. So we're in the music playlist here now. You can go in there to control all your playlists, or you can do Spotify or whatever you like. You go through here. There's your phone book.
Sweet. You can call people while you're riding.
Got a speed dial. You can call, accept calls, anything. This is pretty unique because Apple usually does not allow other apps to access the system.
Yeah.
But because this is a hands-free device, it works like a car. So this is kind of how we worked around that. So we can actually control all your iPhone features.
Yeah, and it looks like it is wired, so you're not using like Bluetooth or anything.
We're using Bluetooth for everything. The only cable we have
that's the hands-free thing that we're talking about.
Is the hands-free. So we go out through the cable, we go back in through Bluetooth, and that makes it hands-free.
Huh. So the Bluetooth module is here, like in the main thing, so it's super close to the phone?
The Bluetooth is in our hub here, and that is, even these two are Bluetooth connected, so I can still control this.
Here to here, and that wire goes from there to there.
But I can still control whatever is going on.
This is a smart hack. You guys did a good.
That is a smart hack, and it's actually it's kind of nice if we have a rain cover for this, obviously. But if it comes down really hard and you want your phone in your back, you can still run the full navigation. You can still run the music.
The phone, and
it all still works.
In addition, so you were talking about pedal assist level. Is that the up and down?
That's the up and down,
as well as selection on other screens.
Right.
But then we still have the bike.
No, we won't. This is only here for the show model because we need to power this up.
Okay.
But
so that's
in the future. This is fully integrated, so it's really just one button. It takes away all the clutter from your handlebar, and it reduces it to basically your smartphone and one button that controls it.
Okay. Are there certain bikes that the reason I'm calling this out here? You could get the bike without, it would just be the Cobi system. I get that, but you can also get the bike. It seems like one of the Raleigh bikes with their thing, and then you could upgrade later if you want.
You could upgrade later.
So it's compatible with both.
Yes, and it's we sell it as an aftermarket product. We have a number of drives that we have deep integration with already, and then it's also compatible with with other drives where we're using the standard, the CAN bus, and you get a connector plate, and then
CAN bus is key. Okay.
So it's a bit more. You need to know what you're doing a bit more. On a conventional bike, it's much easier.
Yeah.
But
get help from a shop, I suppose, if you were in that position.
Get help from a shop.
And again, I'm asking in part because I think some of the last year's Raleigh bikes had CAN bus and stuff, and if someone wanted to add the Cobi system to their bike, they probably could. Okay, give me the website one more time for you guys.
Cobi.bike, COBI.bike.
I had a dog named Cobi, so I love this. Yeah, this is great. Thank you for the quick overview. I know I'll be doing like reviews and getting a deeper dive, but it's nice to get a first look. And yeah, I appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Andres.
Thank you.
Well, that's the stuff for Raleigh. Gonna have reviews of this coming in on the site, and very exciting. Just neat to see all the mid-drive systems. Very cool.